folks. Well, I'm back in the studio and I've just had a new bit of kit delivered today. So what we've basically got here is one of these light boxes, new generation, not like some of us were used to seeing at school. I'd seen them but I'd never used one. But this one's made by, well, I don't know how to pronounce it, so AGP Tex. It's an A3 in size, and basically it's going to make my life easier because I like to paint and not so much for drawing these days. I mean, I like to do the drawing inside the image, but getting the actual positioning, the proportion and that, I like to leave to transfer in different means. So what I've done, I've got a friend online who provides me with his reference material, gives me permission to produce paintings from them, and what I do is I print out on some cheap normal paper up to A3 in size, if that's the size that I'm going to be working with, or leave it to A4. And what we're going to do here is we're going to place this on top of this light box. Oh, before we go that far, let's just show you folks. That's off, and you've got 3 levels of brightness. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. What we're going to do is place the image roughly square. We're just going to put a little bit of tape. We're not just to hold it roughly in place. Sorry about that, folks. Right, and what I've got here, I've got some watercolour paper, and what I'm going to do now, I'm going to place this over the top, and hopefully we should see that the outline comes through. And there you are. Now I'm only after the 2 wolves. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to stick that into place. Like so. And then we're going to use, let's just see, we're going to use a pencil. Now I need to lightly mark the image out onto the watercolour paper. So in this case, I'm using some very old Derwent graphic pencils. I'm probably not using the right sharpener for these because I find they're not getting a great sharpness to them because of the actual shape of the pencil. The rounder ones seem to work better. But anyway, we don't need to, we only need to get sharpen it enough to just to get an outline round here. And that's enough for us. Okay. Right, so then it's just a matter of tracing around the image the best you can. I'm just going to try the different brightness levels first, just to see whether it makes any difference with this paper. Right, it's got to be on the brightest level. And then we just Now you can't see the image perfectly through this paper because this is a thick paper. I think it's 300 GSM. So there is a certain amount of guessing involved. But what you can do, you can actually, because we've got it taped down only at the top, we can move it up like here and just see how things are progressing in case we're not quite sure what's meant to be where. Now, previously to this, how I would be transferring the image would be actually do a print. I'd print it out to the size I wanted. Then I'd do a reverse print, and I would either use carbon paper or I would trace. So if it was just carbon paper, then the surface I was going to paint on would be underneath, the carbon paper would go on top, and then the image what I was transferring from would be over the top of that. It's not always perfect, so sometimes you miss bits. And then the other method is actually to trace it. Now when it comes to tracing, I would do a reverse print, then I would draw around the shape of the animal or whatever subject I was doing. I would then turn that upside down, then I would get a pencil like this and I would scrub the back of it and it would transfer that where I'd drawn the line onto the drawing or painting surface. That didn't work very well when it came to canvases, stretched canvases. It seemed to work okay with canvas panels because they were sturdy, there was no give. But as far as actual canvas, stretched canvases go, it didn't work that good. So anyway, I've bought this new toy, which is hopefully going to cut down on extra. It's going to cut down my time to prepare a painting. And it's just a matter at the minute of playing around with it, just seeing how well it works. all I'm going for is basically where the limbs and that are, and just putting a few lines in where the fur might change direction, just to give me an idea. And obviously things like the eyes and the ears and the facial shape. After that it will be looking at the image and then using my pen or pencils or watercolour or acrylics or whatever I'm going to use. I haven't decided what I'm going to use on here yet. As I say, I'm doing a lot of playing around this year. Well, this season. I just want to have some fun, and we're going to see what happens. And I'm going to learn along the way what I can get away with certain mediums and what I can't on certain surfaces. So I'm going to crack on, finish this now. I don't want you to get too bored, and what I'll do is I'll switch it back on once I've got it all finished, and then you can see what it looks like off the light box. Okay folks, well, I'm quite pleased, to be honest, with how this first attempt has gone, considering it's as I say, it's a thick watercolour paper. You can see that was the image what I had underneath. I've taken it away. I can use this time and time again now if I want to try doing this particular painting in different mediums, and I don't need to go through all those multiple processes. So okay, so what have we got? Let's show you. That's the drawn outline now. Now that's got enough detail on for me to have this on the drawing board, to have this next to it, and then I can work away with whatever medium I want. I've got enough detail to fill everything in. What I'm probably going to do is I'm thinking I'm going to have a go at doing a line drawing again with this. But I might actually have a play around with some coloured pencils as well. I know this surface, I'm not sure what surface of watercolour this is. It's some watercolour paper what I bought in bulk. I've got, I don't know, maybe a couple of hundred sheets of various different types from different manufacturers, and I don't think it's labelled up. It's not, to be honest with you, I'm not very familiar with watercolours. I haven't touched them for donkey years. I know you've got knots and you've got all different things, but I can't remember what's what. It's just slipped my memory. So anyway, yeah, I think this light box is worked well. I think we're going to have some fun with this. I'm going to try it with thinner papers. And we'll just see how things go. But yeah, I quite like that. Yeah, sorry. It's been a real bad day today. You know those days when you get locked out of your bank account. It wasn't mine, it was my parents, and trying to sort him out, it was a nightmare. Took 3 trips to the bank to get him access, because he can't hear on the phone. So let's just put that to one side for the moment. Let's have a little chat, shall we? Right. As you probably gathered, there's not been very many videos gone up really since April, due to my mother being in hospital and coming out, and she's been really ill. And it's took its toll on my father as well. He had to go in hospital one time, and he's had 3 falls as well. So it's quite a busy time looking after them. But I've got to get on with other things as well. And because I've suffered from chest infection as well for the last 5 weeks, it's made matters worse, and basically I haven't been to the allotment for ages. I've been relying on Nigel and Alison to feed the hens and just tick things over. Now the plan was for me to go up tomorrow morning and do a bit, but it's forecast rain all day, which isn't, we were going to do some filming, so that's kind of put dampeners on that. But anyway, I'm back into the painting. The painting had to come back in because all this stress and strain and everything has took its toll on me, and I've been suffering what they say is anxiety and depression. Rather than go on pills, they've prescribed my art and my gardening. Now unfortunately the gardening hasn't been able to happen because of circumstances, so I've decided that I'm going to be doing some painting to start with, to get my mind all with it, and get myself feeling like doing things again. And it has been working, and I'm getting the urge, and I'm feeling better, more importantly, because the antibiotics have just finished a couple of days ago, to actually get a little bit done. It's been a bit too hot for me at the moment. Isn't that funny? I never thought I'd say that. For somebody who used to love going to Australia where it was 47 degrees and be backpacking in summer with £70 on the back. But as I say, things change. So anyway, just going to have to bear with me with the filming and how everything goes on. I can tell you that community project is moving on as well. I've got a meeting next month. I'm also going to become all being well, fingers crossed, a master gardener. I like the sound of that, but I'm not sure. I don't know, we'll see how that goes, but that will all tie into the community project. And so yeah, this year, as I say, it started off really well. My YouTube channel grew terrifically, and then it's kind of flattened out a bit. But I'm here. I will be doing things over the autumn and winter, but you're going to have to bear with me to get into gardening. That it's going to be next year when I get into the real interesting stuff. And I'll probably be moving things onto the community project where there'll be other people involved, so it won't just rely on me looking after things. How everything pans out, I don't know yet. Whether I take some things from my allotment and plant them there, I don't know. We'll see. We'll just have to see it. You just have to bear with me, and we'll see how things go. But things will be happening. There certainly is going to be a lot of painting over the winter. I hope you don't mind painting or drawing or art-based, I should say. So that's going to be fun. Okay, I've babbled on enough. It's a long while since I've done that. I'm a bit out of practice. I'm sorry about that. Just remember, I should be back soon, and hopefully at some point when I've got the time, I'll be able to get my teeth sorted, because I've got 3 broken teeth over the last few weeks. Okay then folks, bye bye for now.